Hello, everybody, and welcome to 15 Minutes of Murder Live, where we come every week, go live, give you updates, talk about whatever's in the news, let you know what we just dropped, whether it was a deep dive or an overview, kind of just catch up with each other. So, this week, let's see, I've been pretty busy, got lots going on.
Mm.
How about y'all?
Of course, I've been busy, but I've also been stuck in my feelings about Chime and how you pronounce the name?
Hi.
Heim.
Hi.
Time.
Yep. Yeah, I've been because, like I said, I can't let that go.
Yeah,
Just the thought of like how vulnerable he was, and almost like a sitting duck amongst people who once something happened to him didn't care enough about him to
yeah,
do something. So that's kind of just where I have been. Um, in this morning, I was taking my son to school. He's 17 years old, and I was just thinking like,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So that's kind of where I have been in
You know,
my thoughts and in my head.
I don't know if you were able to see the comment that Craig told us about, but somebody did make a comment about, the short that we dropped about,
Hmm.
what are we protecting? Like what are we protecting our kids from? And this person, I don't know if Craig can find it, and I'll see if I can find it, but they're like, we're supposed to be protecting the kids from everything, everyone. And so I suggested, yeah, just totally. We're protecting the kids from the dangers of society, and we're even protecting our children from themselves. And
Hmm.
um, and I suggested that this person who watched the short maybe go and watch our overview and watch
Correct.
the deep
Yeah.
dive and kind of get the full context of why I said, who are we protecting them from? Are we
Yeah.
protecting them from the rabbi, the kids in the school, the principal? Um,
Yeah.
yes, we are protecting the children from all of them, but yet they're the people that we're supposed to instinctively trust that
Yes.
are not we're not trustworthy in that case
Hmm.
because no
Hmm.
one's talking and no one knows who did it. And
Yes.
someone knows who did it. So, yeah. And sometimes you're protecting, like this person said, you're protecting children from their parents. Because let's figure, Chaim's parents, they were aware, but they trusted the people that they left him,
Right.
in their hands.
Right.
But in my opinion, they also didn't ask enough questions
Right.
and didn't like chase those red flags that were being raised by their own son.
Right. And that was one of the points that I made, is that there was neglect on all sides
Yeah.
for him, in home and when he was at school. So absolutely it is. And again, those people that, as you mentioned, the principal and the rabbi, no, those are not his per se immediate family, but those people were charged with his care. That was the intention of them being there. Like when you send your children, especially your underage children, someplace to live, even if it's just during the school year, you don't just leave them there with the intention of maybe or maybe not the people who's running this program of the school will take care of them. No, you leave them there thinking full well that my child is safe and will be well cared for. So yeah, that's where that the principal and the rabbi and all of that stuff came into
But,
play with that.
let me jump in because we just assume that everybody watches every single thing that we do.
Mhm. Do you want me
Um,
Hmm.
to, do you want
so
me
what
to,
we are, I'm sorry.
I was going to say, do you want me to read the comment? But go finish
Yeah.
what you're saying and I'll read it.
Okay. So what we were talking about is the case that we dropped 2 weeks ago, and then the deep dive that we did this past Sunday, which was a case about Chaim Weiss, who was a young 15-year-old boy who was going to a yeshiva in Long Beach, New York, where he was one of like 40 other boys in this high school, and he was living in the dormitory, and he was murdered on the night of Halloween. And we were just talking about how he was supposed to be protected where he was. He was away at a school where, oh, are we like, what's going on? Are we lost in the Matrix?
No,
No,
it
just me.
just cut out a
All right.
little bit. Yeah.
So yeah, so we were just talking about how he was supposed to be protected. There were rabbis, principals, faculty,
Hmm.
fellow students, and you're murdered in your dorm when there's one way in this place and it's by a key code or it's
Yep.
locked.
Yep. Key
And
code.
someone who had that code or knew that code or gave that code out, I don't know, is responsible. And who's most responsible are the people who were supposed to be watching over him and protecting him and making sure he was safe in his dorm room while he slept. He was murdered while he slept.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, amongst many other failures.
Hmm.
Hmm.
I mean, that was the biggest one, but I mean, amongst many other times he was failed throughout his time
Yeah.
at the
Yeah.
school. So the comment came from LaDonna, and they said, "We are protecting them from everyone. Children deserve to have a safe place. We even protect them from some family members, and if need be, the other parent." That's just my
Absolutely.
opinion.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah,
Yep.
it's a great opinion, and I wish more people had that opinion
Yeah.
because, you know, I mean, it is what it is. Sometimes, parents don't parent, and the village is not watching out for the children.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
And
let's think
then
of things like it takes a village. When you're talking about you just sent your child to a yeshiva, where this is not just like this isn't public school. This is your village. These are your people. And so you expect a deeper sense of connection and protection. And that's
mhm.
not to fault anyone, but that is what the expectancy is.
Yeah, and then there's also the thing where a lot of this was done, at least again, we're talking about opinion. So my opinion is that it was done behind this cloak of or protection of religion.
Yeah.
And that to me is probably the most cowardice part of this young baby story is, the timing of it. And then also for again, who are we protecting him from? Principals, rabbis. These are the adults, and they felt that sticking to religious principles and practices were, more
Yeah.
important in that moment than helping investigators try to figure out who unalived this child. And so that angers me a lot because it takes me back to even like all of the stories that we hear throughout other different organized religions where the Catholic priests are section SAing, altar boys and other children in the parishes, or even in like Christian churches where we hear about deacons and pastors essaying um children
Use power.
there too. So it's that and I, for the bulk of my childhood, I went to private schools. I graduated from a private high school. So that is one of the reasons why I feel even more
Mhm.
personally attached to this story because you're whisked away and the premise is, oh, I'm going to send my child to this school, and if nothing else they're going to be indoctrinated with God and principles and morals and things like that. And in this case it is all of those very things that was used against Haim and leaves us to this day to not even know what happened to him.
Yeah. And I think there's a lot too, because what you're talking about, Des, is the fact that the investigation didn't start within the first 24 to 48 hours because
Correct.
of respecting and observing Shabbat.
Yes.
And not only that, they did find one hair in the room and haven't tested it. And they're waiting for a suspect to test this one piece of evidence that they have, which is kind of like the suspect is not going to be like, hey,
Yeah.
It's
So
it's 40 years later too. It's like at this point, they should test it.
yeah, I mean, you don't you run it through, whatever systems we have, like,
mhm.
because like we said, like it seems to be a pattern in the stories that we've covered that when a suspect is like, oh, this is a suspect, they are dead. They are
Mhm.
no longer here to be
Oh yeah.
tried or be
Yeah.
convicted.
But one of the things that I also incur in this work is that um sometimes law enforcement sadly will only handle a situation as far as they feel that the importance and the urgency that they get from the community or even the victim's family. So in this situation, I can kind of see, I mean, I wouldn't agree with it, but I can see where law enforcement will be like, look, this is a closed community. They don't talk to nobody. They didn't even want to, tell, they waited a day and a half to end Sabbath before they even um mentioned it to us or told this kid's parents he was dead. So, man, whatever. It's less of a priority now.
Yeah. Yeah, I can imagine the frustration there.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, there are still things that you can do outside of that canvas outside, I don't
Mm-hmm.
know, we don't know what we don't know exactly what the investigation entailed because we don't have all the information and don't have that inside, you know, information to know what was done. But what we do know is that there's still no answers and people, have some
Mm-hmm.
evidence that could be tested and is not being tested, but
Yeah, and stuff always continue. There is always in motion. So even like today, Craig sent us the text of the news flash about the Gilgo victims there and how this man pled guilty to that. And maybe a couple weeks ago, I sat down and watched a couple of the episodes of that docu-series. And so even today with y'all, I was like, what? When did this happen? When I didn't even know that this man was in court. Like, what the heck
yeah, it was pretty frustrating.
happened?
It's crazy, right? So you watched a couple episodes of it's called The Killing Season.
I think, and it was on maybe Peacock.
It was originally on A&E, I believe.
Okay.
Um it's a really great docu-series. I wish they would have done a second season because it sort of ended in Florida actually and ended with them talking about long haul truck drivers, which is like a
Mm.
Oh yeah,
fascination
that's your
like
thing.
story for
Yeah.
me. Yeah. So, but it started in New York with the Gilgo murders. And it was, I don't know like the exact details. I'm no expert, but it was murders of um that happened on Long Island, of course. Again, we're talking about Long Island. Um, and some bodies that were discovered along Gilgo Beach that then led to the discovery of more bodies. Like it ended up being like 8 to 10 women, I believe. And
Hmm.
even a child of maybe one of the women. Um,
Yeah.
that were discovered, like discarded in the bush and shrubbery and the wetlands sort of along the beach there. But they never, for years, it's been a long time that this guy has been following this pattern. And it wasn't until last year or the year before where they finally had a break in the case and figured out who the
How
murderer
old this
was.
guy is?
He he had to be like in his
Well, I
50s probably.
yeah, I think I'm looking at it now. I have
Well,
NBC News
he's
pulled up
50
on
now.
my phone. He's 62 now.
62. Okay.
That's young.
And all the girls that he was murdering were call girls.
Hmm.
They were all call girls.
And what was he like? What was he?
He's a he's an architect in New York City. So he worked in the city. He lived out on Long Island nearby the Gilgo Beach.
Wait
Um,
a minute.
and he would, commute in and out. And lived with his family, his children, and his wife. Um,
So it's him?
Yeah, his name is Rex Heuermann, I think is
Yeah,
his
because
name.
I think they showed his family and his wife and his house and all of that on the documentary.
Maybe I'll watch it tonight because
Maybe you might have watched a different documentary than the one I was
Am
talking
I talking
about.
about something else?
Yeah, you might be.
Okay. Okay.
Probably something more recent because the documentary I'm talking about was older and they still had no clue who the murderer was at that point.
Mm. So with this one, Craig, then was he because again, the Gilgo murders is a thing, and I've heard of that often. Was he already in court? Like, I mean, I'm guessing he was, but I'm just like amazed at how it was like so low key, and then all of a sudden, just like today, bam, we got a guilty plea.
From what I just recently, like literally like yesterday,
Uh-huh.
I was watching another podcast and they said it had been kept low key. They were sneaking him in and out of the building
Mm-hmm.
through like a back entrance somewhere. Um, because I would imagine finding a jury for a case like this has to be hard,
Yep.
right?
Yeah, and yep, and that's exactly what I meant was like, oh my, like when and where and what, how did this even pop up? But y'all know,
I watch the news all day, every day, and I have not heard anything about gearing up, and like I haven't heard anything about the Mangione or what how I can't say his name, the cute guy that everybody's obsessed with because he shot
Oh, the
but
pharmacy people, right? The medicine people,
yeah,
yeah,
medicine
I
guys.
haven't heard anything about either one of these cases lately.
and I think something may have like there may have been like some new rumblings with the Idaho murders. Remember,
Oh,
yeah, did
that's if Kirsten's watching, that's her case. She's all over the Idaho 4.
yeah, I think that something popped up recently with that too. So we have to get like up to speed. Oh,
Yeah,
and then there was that
been
other
busy.
what'd you say?
So we've been busy. We've had a week.
Yeah.
We've had a and then have y'all seen that documentary about the guy and like he's like was some kind of murderer or something assaulting women and then he had like the Joker
Oh
tattoo
yeah,
or
yeah.
you know what I'm talking about, Craig? We should watch that and cover that too.
Wow, I didn't hear about that.
Hmm. I don't know anything about it. I just remember seeing the pictures of the guy. And
Maybe
he's scary looking.
Oh, well,
yes.
I'm looking at this how
Huberman,
Heuermann, and
I guess. Yeah.
man, does this man look the part. I hate to say
He's
He
supposedly very
it.
tall and very
So,
big. Like 6'5" and like huge. Wow. Did I miss something?
I mean, it's just it's giving, it's giving.
said he looks the part, Craig.
Looks the part. It's going right over my head.
Okay.
They liked him for this.
There we
Oh,
go, T. Yes, there we go.
like,
They liked him for this. And
well,
we all liked him for this, looking at what this looks like. Yes.
And it's like one of those deals where I just show up guilty.
Yeah.
you're right. He did it.
Details,
Yes.
So some of the ways that they figured out who
which is why I'm not
ha
an officer or in law. Just my opinion.
Just your
I,
opinion.
I loosely know that the way they caught him was because he was using burner phones to call these escorts, to hire the escorts. And
Okay.
they sort of, figured out where he was buying them
So
and
these
kept,
were like women, when you say they were like call girls or whatever, these were like escort, like upper level escort type services where like
They were
well,
not upper
like
level.
no,
They weren't upper level.
I mean, they were prostitutes essentially. I mean, they just call them escorts, right? I mean, they
Yeah,
were,
calling them on the
my
boat.
understanding is they were prostitutes who may have used like these Backpage and
mhm,
Oh, back.
Moco Space and
Craigslist.
yeah, those kind of things.
So
Yeah.
they advertise as escorts because
Hmm.
You
Mm-hmm.
can't just be like, I'm a prostitute. But
Yeah.
they sort of tracked him down through these burner phones that he was purchasing. Um, and then he threw away a pizza. They kept following him, and he threw away a pizza box one day with his DNA on the slice that he was eating. They tested it and compared it to some DNA from one of the bodies, and that's how they caught him. That's how they figured out who it was.
That's
Now, with
me.
that being said, if they don't get their hands in that
And test
lab
that
and
hair.
test Heinz' hair and that and the DNA from that letter and envelope that went to his family's house, see what I'm talking about, y'all? This stuff is so selective,
Yeah. What makes
ridiculously
what
selective.
make what makes you go after a dude, watch him throw out a pizza box, get a slice that he was eating to test DNA, and you have a hair in evidence? What's the
Hmm.
problem? The
Yeah,
money?
yeah, yeah.
And then all the effort of chasing down where he purchased the cell phones from. Like that's TV
They
stuff. That
wanted
was
this.
a whole season on The Wire.
Yeah. Oh,
Wow.
was
That's
it? Was
yeah,
it?
that's exactly what they did on The Wire.
You love your wire. I gotta check. I gotta dig into the wire. There's a lot. There's a lot. I got
Yeah.
the CMF that I love.
Yeah.
Um,
If
the wire.
not even BMF as much, but The Wire, absolutely. Absolutely.
I I I love all the gritty. Well, this is
Because
not.
listen, let me so remember when I was telling y'all about my dear friend who had cancer?
Mhm.
His name was Andy, and Andy worked with us at the old Sunshine Investigations.
Mhm.
And he and I used to talk about The Wire all the time, and the characters, Kima and McNulty, y'all will know them if y'all watch The Wire. They were like the really super smart detectives. We always would say that is who we were. We were the Kima and the McNulty. And so I'm telling you, The Wire, from all the accounts that I have seen about crime shows, The Wire is as close to reality as you will get it. As it will, like it shows how like they hide these stats and how they kind of play the game of what's important and what is not important. They show like this neighborhood is the neighborhood that we deem more valuable, so we're gonna like really police this area. Like it really goes into that. And I have never seen anything on TV that is as close to real life crime investigations and criminal justice as The Wire. Absolutely.
Right, all
That other
right.
stuff
All right.
is TV for sure. The Wire, that's it.
This Sunday, if I can get this overview done before Sunday, Craig is like, get the overview done before Sunday.
Get the overview done.
Um,
We both got outstanding work, T. Don't worry, me and you both. Craig go crack that whip in a minute.
Bringing the hammer down.
man, it's just that because like when I was working, one of my favorite bosses, Sandra Filippo, she used to call me Fellini because I would be doing like these casting tapes, but then I'm like, no, I have to zoom in on the basketball. I have to like the sky has to turn like it has to fade the transitions. And she's like, girl, just get that tape done. Like, let's go so we can. So she was like, Fellini, how long is it gonna take? So every time I'm in like an edit, I'm always like, oh, but I think that could be better, or that has a better clip, or that'll have a better, I can tell it better here. And I watch it over and over again, and I just like pick it apart and then I keep redoing
Mhm.
it. And sometimes when you break apart something, you lose the flow and then you have to redo it, especially when you're like editing and you're not following someone else's paper cuts. You're editing from your own mind and you're able to be creative, you're on your own. Then it's like, it could be a
Well,
nightmare.
that's why I said Craig is about to crack that Joe Jackson whip on us and get us together. We finna be,
Right, right.
yeah, we finna be the kings and queens of podcasts for real, cause it's coming.
Right up.
I'm
Ain't
gonna
gonna
make
have too many free minutes. I won't even say free days. It won't be too many more free minutes for us going forward.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to make the dream come true, y'all.
Mm-hmm. Bora Bora Craig.
That's right.
Aurora,
I'm out. I'm
where
out of
you
here.
can go and you can be a fisherman.
You can if you want. Um,
Uh,
Kirsten did chime in. She said, Idaho 4, she's been studying for an exam, she said.
okay.
Uh, but she said there may be rumblings of a second suspect. And then she did
No.
chime in about the Gilgo murders. And she said they were girls no one was looking for
Hmm.
from
So
the
a
beginning. So
second suspect for who?
But see
For
that
what?
the Idaho
the
4,
Idaho
The
4
order.
case.
Okay, so maybe that's what I saw. See,
man, we
this is
can
what I think.
if you run this back, you will hear Idaho said three different ways just now.
Really? Idaho?
Well, but here's the thing, you got it said in the Midwest over here, you got the East Coast accent, and then you got this Florida boy over here in the top corner. So absolutely. But I think y'all, we need to do another one of those good um documentary shows like we did before. Remember when we did
Oh, the
that show,
perfect,
y'all?
um,
And then
Like
the
what'd you say,
perfect
Craig?
neighbor.
like where we rated them, like where we talked about like the
Yeah,
top
kind of
five or
like that.
whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, we can definitely do that.
We did that during around award season time because what was the name of the documentary again that was up for an
Perfect,
Oscar?
perfect.
The Perfect Neighbor.
Yeah, Perfect Neighbor. And we were like, we should just talk about all of these
Yeah.
documentaries. And
Hmm.
we had all been watching that new show. What I forgot the name of the
Oh,
show.
and crime and
Crime in Action or something. What is it, T?
Crime
crime
in
in
Progress.
progress.
Yeah.
Nobody like they gotta like the name. They gotta switch it up because I never remember the name of that show.
Yeah.
My best friend don't ever remember. We sit there like those two Muppets, those old Muppets in the balcony, and we're like, "Rah, what's the name of the show?" And it's never what it is. And then
And
it's
it's
all
never
crime in progress.
well,
I
everything ain't
froze
as
y'all.
is
I'll be right back.
and
Sorry.
everything ain't as catchy as 15 Minutes of Murder.
Sure isn't. It sure
Mm-mm.
isn't. We gotta
Nope.
we'll be having a new little logo in the back of us as I just spruced it up a little bit. So I'll be
So
up.
we're not gonna have the
Oh no,
table.
this yeah,
Oh, you're talking about the
just
15 Minutes of Murder
just
with the
just that
okay.
part. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Because I love the table. The table
Yes,
looks da
yes.
da da
Love the
da.
table. I wish we all had this office. I would work in red light.
Yes.
Not the red light district, but the red light office.
Well, I don't know, like
I mean, hey, if you got it, you got it. I'm just kidding.
I swear, like I almost told on myself, like, but we gonna keep it moving. But when I'm doing my 15 minutes of murder work, it looks like our table in our background. I have stuff everywhere.
Yes, yes. If you
Yep,
saw
and
this in front of where this computer is,
yes.
right?
Oh
Hi.
God.
I'm back. Sorry for technical difficulty.
Hello, welcome back.
Welcome back, Craig.
I'm the
Welcome
producer
back.
and I just messed up. I'm sorry.
It's
That's
live.
okay. That Joe Jackson whip can go in your direction too.
Yes. Yes.
While you whipping on us, you can whip yourself into
Yeah.
shape.
Into shape.
Hmm.
I forgot to charge my battery,
Oh,
one of my batteries, and it died and I had it back up.
You just made me check my battery. I'm all good. 65%.
and see, that
Well,
is
well,
totally something.
Des, where is your
Oh
What you
yeah.
mean where it is?
hold them out, hold them out. Oh
It's
yeah.
right there. Of
Oh,
course
see,
it's right
we're
there.
repping the 15 minutes of murder mug, and Des is rocking her Ask a Piano.
Coming soon, by the way.
Hmm. Yeah,
See
we got
that?
some new
And then
stuff
see
coming.
this part right here where it's like the shadow against the
Yeah,
wall. Like Tia, you hook this up.
that's when you go and go pow and hit the lamp right in front of the criminal's
Mm-mm.
face.
I think it's supposed to
Where?
be like the blinds on a
Yeah, it's the
window.
blinds, the shades.
Well, that too.
Look at
I
this.
like my mug.
Shout out to Ian.
Yeah, he did.
Yes,
Yeah.
Ian is doing his thing.
Doing his
He's
thing. We did
doing
a
his
slam dunk
thug
one too.
thizzle.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Mr.
Yeah, y'all
Ian.
can check. He's not in front of the camera. He's behind the camera. You can catch Ian in the credits.
He
And you can
is.
find Ian. And you can find Ian hooking up these thumbnails, these crazy.
Well, Ian think he's slick. I'm gonna get Ian. Ian and I are gonna do a live, and it's just gonna be the two of us. And I'm gonna have Ian on here talking, and we're gonna be chatting it up.
He,
We'll have to do why meat is great, Craig.
yeah,
Yeah, we could do like a Ian and Des segment or something.
he'll be thrilled.
Yeah,
He'll be thrilled.
Yeah,
I'm sure
yeah.
we'll crawl we'll get it the like Sandman Sims like Kane and drag him
Hmm.
out like the
He could
Apollo.
go on when we start doing our road trips. He definitely,
Oh yeah.
definitely got to be there.
We'll be coming live from the hotel room.
Live
Hmm.
in the hotel room on site. We'll make on site.
Oh, if those of y'all watching, we're giving away some clues right there
Hmm.
about some things we haven't talked about before.
But when you need to know, you'll know.
You will
You
know.
will.
You
You
will
will.
know.
Like this week's case.
Yeah, I'm dying
Oh,
to
Let's
know.
see on Sunday.
Is it about murder?
Yes.
oh,
It's
look at Craig, Mr. Smarty Pants, figuring it out.
yeah, it's a little twisty. It's a little twisty one. But
I wasn't quite sure like how Chaim's story was gonna go over, and it was an incredible case.
yeah, it was
Because I was like, how much can we talk about just this one
yeah,
child? But like,
yeah, it's everything seems to be open and shut when you look at it. You're like, oh, this kid was,
Mm-mm, mm-mm.
murdered
No, and
at
that's what I always tell y'all that it's the actual events, the actual acts. That's just a portion
Mhm.
of the actual case. That's a itty bitty part of it. And around that one little particle, that is really where the juice of it all is. That is where when I am sitting with a case file and I'm like, oh, okay, this happened, but what happened around that perimeter of that happening?
Yeah,
What led to that?
yeah,
Who are the players? Who where did it happen at? Like all of that stuff um is just as important, if not more important than the actual act.
yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like I say that every case, I'm like, but like, what is that? There's nothing to tell. Like, this person walked in and then they didn't, they were murdered. And then when you realize, like, it doesn't matter how small of a detail or whatever, there's that person had a life. What was
Hmm.
that person's life about? Who were they? And
Hmm.
then who were the people around them? What were the circumstances that led to them being in this position? And then what are the details of the case that were either overlooked or ran down? Like, for example, every single case, like the Ketty Cabin murders, which was our first episode, if you go back and look at that, we're only telling like the overview that we tell that first Sunday. Why am I green? Okay, there we go. No, all right. So the overview is literally just what we can find that's available to the public. So it's not even like a deep dive, which is why the following week we do a deep dive, which is then we really go deep searching, trying to figure out, like going down the holes and trying to figure out what more we can find. But on the surface, the overview is just basically what happened, who was this person, what happened, what did the police do, and what was the outcome.
Hmm.
But
and
there's
Because
then
always more. And to
because
think
it's
that there's so much more that we don't know because we don't have police records, police files.
mhm.
until
But like I
Des works her magic.
but it's what I always tell y'all, like when we are researching our cases or deciding what we're going to talk about, or even when we're filming, it is so much um of what we really do, what I'm really doing with attorneys. Like just today, I was talking to an attorney and I found I went and talked to a witness and he was like, yeah, I want to subpoena her. And then he called back and was like, no, I don't want to subpoena her for trial. And then I said, well, there's another witness in the police report. And he was like, no, it's not. No, Des, it's not. I said, yes, it is. And I went and showed him in the police report. And he said, yeah, Des, go ahead and pursue that witness. And I told him, I said, I absolutely will. And even not only will I pursue that witness, but depending on what that witness tells me, this one witness that you deemed is unhelpful might come back into play. So that is constantly what we're doing. It is us looking at stuff, reviewing stuff, and like, oh, I didn't catch that. I'm glad you did, which is exactly what we do.
Which is insane to me because you can think that because a lawyer said there's nothing there, I don't want to do this because maybe they missed one little thing in
Hmm.
a report could be the difference of finding a killer, finding a suspect, finding
Right.
more victims, like one mistake like that. Or
Hmm.
not a mistake, but one overlook. We're
Just
all human.
overlooking, yeah. And that is why I feel that I am qualified to be as critical as I am about these investigations, because I know you have to sit down with this stuff and really look at it. Sometimes an attorney may even just hire me or for a case, or have me appointed to a case and say, hey, Des, put some fresh eyes on this, look at this and make sure that there is nothing that I am not seeing. I don't really see anything here, but you look at it and you let me know what you think. So when I am being critical, it's not coming from a place of, F the police or police are stupid. It is me coming from a place of experience where I know for a fact that stuff gets overlooked.
Yeah.
It gets overlooked. But yeah, that just happened. I don't know, about 5 o'clock this evening for me.
Like minutes ago.
Hmm.
Minutes ago. Minutes ago.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yep.
But oh, we did
It's what makes us different.
we
Mm-hmm.
chatting. That's
Yep.
myself in my
What
glare.
makes us different? And all the stuff that I look at, and actually that officer, he was like, and see, that's why you're the professional investigator.
That is why
Yeah,
Hmm.
I
that
call
is
you
why.
the equalizer, a real
The
one.
Well,
equalizer.
he has always called me the equalizer.
Mhm.
Always.
Yep, that's because she is bad to the damn bone.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Get
sit
it
with it,
done.
and I'm gonna look at it and see what it is. And again, that's what upsets me with all of these cases, because I
Yeah,
don't feel that that is what they're doing. And that's why I say you don't even need all of that technology. The
yeah.
DNA, yeah, okay, that's cool and dandy, but what's in the report? Whose door did you knock on? What people did you engage? Like that is where the
And
clues.
then you just said that. It just made me mad at Chaim because it's like, what door did you knock on?
Hmm.
The door was right there and no one opened it for
Yep.
over 40
Because
hours.
when I'm working, I don't even like to really talk to people on the phone. I like to just show up at your house. I'm just gonna run your name and find your address, and I'm gonna just show up at your house, because there's so much information that is lost or not even seen over the telephone as it is in
And it's
person.
also in the eye.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because
Yep.
because when Des show up in work mode, guess what?
People talk.
As Ian said, boss Des.
Boss lady.
Oh, look at my friend. Hey, Ian. Hey,
Hi,
Ian.
Ian.
Yeah, but you have to approach it as I can't show. I have to make sure that I am there to endear myself and be charming and make you comfortable and want to speak to me. But I also have to give that underlying feeling like this is business.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not here to play with you
Yeah, because
at
it's
all.
easy for somebody to think, oh, this is my friend. No,
Yeah.
this is business.
Ian said,
Yep. It is.
let me not get on your bad side.
You don't want to get on the equalizer's bad side 'cause she'll break it down.
No,
Break
no,
it.
I can say that much about myself. No, you don't want to be on my bad side. As
The
as as
description of the marshmallow with the barbed wire.
yes, as they say, please find something safe to do.
You don't want to
Please.
play around here.
Please don't do that. Find some traffic or something for you to play in, but don't play over here. No, especially when I'm in work mode. Absolutely not. So that's what I have been tasked with, just a few hours ago, and that will be my work tomorrow and then the Thursday. So when y'all call and or we're in these texts and I'm late to respond,
Oh, we know you out there equalizing. We don't doubt.
yeah, I'm on another mission.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, y'all, that about sums up this week.
I think so.
I think we covered
No other responses to respond to.
Okay.
no.
Um,
But yeah, go back and check the last overview is the murder of Chaim Weiss. Check out the deep dive. You can watch those right here on YouTube, or you can go to our website, 15minutesofmurder.com, where you can catch up on all of our past episodes. We've only got what, 2 episodes left in this run before we
mhm.
switch it up. We've been covering cases from the 80s, unsolved cases from the 80s in this first season. So we're gonna wrap it up soon. But catch up with
Season
us.
one
Please.
is almost over.
Yes,
Yeah,
ma'am.
we had two more episodes and we're gonna do 8.
Mhm.
So this episode that's coming out, and then one more after that.
Yes.
Shut up.
Yes, and that final episode is going to be a doozy that takes us into a new territory of season 2.
Mm.
Please be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. They
Ping.
Yeah,
we are we need some subscriptions, please.
we do.
Yes. Like,
Oh, and
subscribe.
we're live. Craig, tell the people about our live channel and stuff where they
Oh,
could just
oh.
stream us.
Yeah,
Go.
so usually throughout the day, we do take small breaks every 12 hours, 11 hours, maybe, but only for like 10, 15 minutes at a time. We have a live stream where it just plays all of our episodes back to back. So our overviews and our deep dives, overview, deep dive, and then we also have some of Dez's segments for Ask a PI are on there, and we're adding to it constantly.
Yes.
Yes.
So.
So if you want to binge us, you can do so while you're doing laundry, while you're doing your homework.
Mhm. So now you don't just have to listen to Anita Baker and Sade as you're cleaning up. You can play us and have us in the background too. So spread that love. Anita Baker and Sade is cool for vacuuming and getting the house together, but so is 15 Minutes of Murder.
That's right.
Yep,
Mm-hmm.
yep, yep. So thank you for
Oh,
joining us
Instagram too.
today.
Kirsten says
We're on
Instagram.
all the things.
We're
Instagram.
every
Hit
day.
us on Instagram.
Google us, baby. Yes, we're all those
Google.
places.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, all the podcasts. We're on Apple Music, Spotify, Amazon,
I heart.
radio.
Mm-hmm.
Find us. We're everywhere. Just 15 minutes of murder.
That's right.
And then like, subscribe, share, tell your friends, join us, come to the live, debate us. We want to chat. You don't agree? Bring it. All the
Oh
smoke
yeah.
down there. Or over there or over here. Um, and yeah. So thanks everybody for joining us. We will see you on Sunday for a new
Yes, we
Bye,
will.
y'all.
Bye. Have a good rest of your week.
Good night.
good night.